What's going on? Welcome back to Super Slam Outdoors. I've got all of this stuff and I gotta get it to the lake that's over there. Debating all things fishing right now, especially my decision to come bass fishing in the dead of winter and go in that big of a hike with all my stuff. All right, let's see what we can do. So when you're looking for bass to the ice, they kind of all bunch together. So once you find one, you can generally find more. Right where I'm sitting right now, during the summer, I could see the bottom and I could see bass swimming around, but they were mostly pushed up against this rock wall because there's a bunch of huge boulders right off the wall. And then it kind of dips down. I don't even know what the bottom's quite like right off of it, but I'm gonna drill some holes and put the Aqua-vu down and see if I can see any bass. And if I don't see any, I'm just gonna move on, find somewhere else on the lake. But this is kind of the first stop. This is kind of where I would figure that they would be in the winter, is in that 14, 15 foot range. That's where I've caught them before in the winter. Not particularly on this lake. This lake, the deepest point is like 30 feet deep, and it's kind of around the corner that way a ways. I'm hoping they're not in that area because that's a ways away and I don't feel like walking that far, for one. And two, you don't want to fish, ice fish bass too deep because they get bear trauma easier than maybe some other fish. So I'd like to fish them under 25 feet for sure. But I'm gonna drill some holes and we'll look for bass. So I've checked almost a dozen holes now. Well, I've drilled probably a dozen holes and I've checked a little under than that. Moved around the island. I was on that side. Now I'm coming around, drilled out to there, and I'm gonna check these holes, see what happens. Beautiful scenery around here. I've not yet seen a fish on the underwater camera, but you never know when that'll happen. Whew. You all are not gonna believe this. Check it out. There's a bass on the screen there. There's bass, there's another bass, there's a bass right in front of the camera. There's like 5 bass, 6 bass, 7 bass, 10 bass. There's one right there very clearly. Look at, there's like 7, 8 on the screen right there. This is gonna be ridiculous. Ridiculous. I see one bass on the screen right now. Drilled another hole beside it. All I'm using is a drop shot with a Jackall Crosstail Shad. I don't know what this, I can't remember what this color's called. But I'm gonna drop down and hopefully this bass are willing to bite. Okay, maybe this is gonna be kind of frustrating. Oh. There was 2. And I was not prepared. And I spooked them both. I'm starting to think that they're afraid of the camera. So I drilled another hole and I'm just gonna fish it with the flasher for a tiny bit. So we're right at 24 feet, which is, if you remember, at the depth, the max depth that I wanted to fish today, really. And I got one immediately. So they're afraid of the camera. Doesn't feel like a bad one either. It's not a bad one. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. What a chungus bass. So immediately we caught a bass. So of course, file corrupted. No idea if you guys got that, but as soon as we moved away from the camera, bam, instantly got a bass. So I'm going to set the shack up right where I caught that fish, and 17 1/4 inch bass to start it off. I'm so pumped. That's awesome. But get the shack set up, that way we're not freezing fish. I wanted to get that one back as fast as possible, so I don't know if you guys saw it or how much of it you guys saw, but I did have the GoPro rolling. All right, get the shack set up and continue fishing. So as I was saying, lots of fish. Got that one, and I'm just gonna drop down and see if I can catch another one before I finish getting the shack set up. There we go. Got another one in the shack this time. It's another nice one. Ooh. Okay. Show them off. I screwed around with them a little bit and get a measurement. This one's 16 inch. Nice smallmouth bass through the ice. Okay, get him back. And hard kick, that's cool. Nice. That's number 2. Still not entirely set up, but getting close. Yeah, this is already fun, already worth it. And this is a lot of work. A lot of work. Drilled a lot of holes. Finally dropped the Aqua-vu down on a bunch of fish. And yeah, I'll get completely set up now and get back to fishing. And now I haven't had a mark in like a little while. Obviously camping out on the one spot, they'll probably come back through here, but I don't know if it would be better to go drill a bunch of holes and then just keep following them around from hole to hole. And they're not going to leave this general area, but I'm assuming that once I catch a couple, it kind of spooks them off of that general spot and they kind of move over a little bit. But I don't know, because that's kind of what happened before. Was I had a bite at that one, at the first spot. I moved over about 20 feet and instantly caught one, and then caught another one, and now I haven't marked a fish in probably 15 minutes. So basically I went outside, I drilled some holes just kind of around the area. I'm just gonna drop in each of these holes. If I don't get bit in the first 2 minutes, basically I'll move to the next one. If I catch a big enough one, I will run it to the shack, which the shack is literally right beside me, and measure it there and then release it, so it's not outside in the cold for too long. I'd rather have it in the shack where it's warm to put it on the bump board and measure it. Just gives me a tiny bit more time to deal with that fish. There we go. So it paid off. Feels like a nice one. Paid off to go outside and fish other holes here. Yeah, it's another decent fish. They're all just fat. This is a 40-inch Shimano Sienna combo setup here. Medium heavy. Good for fighting these big bass. Oh man, this is a fatty. Ooh, look at that! That might be a master. Run him to the shack real quick. All right, get him on the bump board. And 18 and a ½ inch. It's a master angler. And there is a Manitoba master angler bass through the ice. That's awesome. I'm gonna get him back right now. Hard kick and he's gone. Yeah. That's awesome. 18¼ inch smallmouth bass through the ice. It paid off to go to those other holes. It really did. Nice. Oh, there's a fish. It's a really big mark. And that, oh. Tighten my drag a bit. Everything's frozen up. Another heavy fish. Oh, it's another beast. No, I lost him. Oh no. That was another beast. Another tank. Man, everything is frozen. That's probably why I lost that fish. Cannot get my drag right. Ah, I cannot believe I just lost that fish. That was another 17, 18 incher for sure. Couldn't get a good hook set because my drag slipped. Man, frustrating, real frustrating. So you can see at this spot, this hole, well, like all the holes are like within this close to the shack. Like the shack's right behind me. I'm just moving around hole to hole because they're all just kind of in this general area basically. And I'm marking a fish immediately. Oh my goodness, that's a big mark. There, he bit it. Oh, we let go of it. Real big mark. Oh man. Okay, we got marks. Give me a second chance. He just mouthed it so lightly. Oh, he followed it so high. I think I got him though. That's another nice one. Man, they're just all big. They are just all freaking huge. That's another master, I'm assuming. Run it back to the shack. Another big one. Oh my gosh. Another master. Okay, rushed him into the shack real quick and got another master angler smallie. Okay. And gone. Great way to end the day if that's the last one. I've just had so many misses of fish. Finally hooked up, and like they're all 16 to 18 and a half inches. Like that one was 18 and a quarter again. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, yeah, I got it above zero in the shack, so I'm not worried about them freezing. It was just a short run, couple second run over here on the bump board. Yeah, made sure, and then show him to you guys. Off he goes. Cha! Oh no, he's in the transducer. Okay, got him out. It's another nice one. My reel is frozen. Okay, not as big. Hooked right in the top of the mouth. There's a nice about 16 inch, 16, well maybe almost 17. And I'm going to let him go. I guess I fell in a hot hole. After drilling so much, I have not been able to catch two fish out of the same hole all day long. And now, after moving around a ton, I finally found a hole that I might be able to stay at for a little bit. And that's nice because it's out of the wind. But I'm planning on leaving in less than an hour. I need one more master angler bass to get my specialist, get my smallmouth pin, and I'm really hoping I can do that today. But if not, I've got all winter to do that, but would be nice to get out of the way. All right, I am back in the shack. It's been quite the day catching big smallmouth bass. I'm gonna fish for a tiny bit longer. I had one of my best days, well, I had my best day of smallie fishing through the ice. 2 master angler bass, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh, I got a mark coming up to me. 2 master angler bass and some others that were 16 and a half to 17 and a half, something like that. Lost lots of fish, had a lot of bites that I just didn't connect with. That's going to conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you super slam that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and tune in next time for another awesome video.